Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Cinnamorryn, or you can call me Ryn for short. And in today's video, we are doing a sped up of my create a sim process for our mint generation sim for the Not So Berry challenge that I'm doing a let's play for on YouTube here. And it's my first ever let's play that I'm able to film and upload to YouTube, so I'm super excited to experience this process and see where things go. I've never really done like a challenge like this for Sims. I did start the 100 baby challenge over on my Twitch channel, so I did start that as my first challenge technically, but I really wanted to get into some more like gameplay story and like different goal-oriented gameplay. So I was really interested in taking part of the Not So Berry challenge, especially with it being one of the oldest challenges standing. And that challenge was created by Lil Simsy and Always Simming, so definitely go check them out. I will leave the rules for the challenge in the description if you are interested in understanding what the rules are or maybe participating in the challenge yourself. If you don't know what the challenge is, it's basically a challenge where you take a few generations of Sims where each generation has a different color and each has like a goal that they're working towards. So for example, the mint generation, we are trying to reach the top of the scientist career as well as max out the logic and mischief skill and completing the chief of mischief aspiration. So those are just a few of the goals that we will be working towards with this sim here. As you can see, I started off with like a base and I took a long time like trying to figure out how I wanted her to look. My original plan is I wanted her to look more on like the nerdier side. I like plan to like have her be more of a just kind of neutral sim because of all the chaos and like the science, I felt like. But I ended up making her a lot cuter than I had originally planned, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just wasn't exactly how I pictured, but I kind of went with it and I really loved the way it was going. I wanted to give her like a good mint blue hair, so I did download a mod that allowed me to change like the color of some hairs with the original EA and Maxis matching hairs for the original game, like the expansion packs and such, because I don't have too much custom content because I wanted it to be a little more relatable or achievable if you're watching and you don't have custom content, or that way it's a little easier for me to like show it without having to figure out which custom content I use, because there is times where it's like you could get through a whole lot and if I get questions about what I used, it gets overwhelming having to provide what I use so that other people can achieve it. So I try to steer away as much as possible when creating content, just so it's a little easier on everyone to see the process and stuff like that, if that makes sense. But I did end up using like a CC hair on her because I just really liked the way this looked, and I thought the whole messy hair was giving very like mischief scientist, where she is there for business, so she just kind of throws her hair out messily and it really doesn't matter how she looks to herself. But I like try to do as much of like a minty kind of color as much as I could, so it's like a bit of a mix of a greenish, light bluish kind of vibe. I tried to match it to a Notion page made by Rosanna TXT, which I will also link in the description as well for you to check out. But I'm following that for organization, and I tried to match the color that was based on that template. So I feel like I did a decent color matching to like the picture provided there. That way I have an easier understanding of like what mint means, because I definitely know for some people the mint color can lean more green to some people, or it could lean more on the bluer side for others. So I didn't really have a plan, just more of a bluish kind of tone with some green to it, where it like varies on the side of like teal. Even like mint and teal I feel could be very similar, especially when you get into terms of peppermint or spearmint. It changes, and like some people when they think of mint they think of white, and then there's also peppermint, which is like red and white, like if you think like the Christmas peppermint, the classic swirl one. so there's a lot of like different options you could really go with, but again I think I tried to match it to like the color that was like provided as much as I could, as well as I've seen a few other people play the Not So Berry challenge on YouTube before. I've watched a few different playthroughs, so I could get a little bit understanding of like the challenge and stuff, so when I took part I would have a little more of a guideline instead of it being not entertaining enough or fun because I don't know what I'm doing. But I did go through and like select a few of her outfits, and I was really like trying to figure out what I had in mind with her because I couldn't really figure it out. Like I wanted her to be like a not super modest but like somewhat modest of a sim, where she just wore what was comfortable really, because she's really more work having fun than she is like someone who I would say cares about her looks too much. She is paired with the traits of materialistic, vegetarian, and what was the last one? Oh, jealous. So I feel like those things kind of hit closer to her home, where it's like she gets jealous because she's wants like a connection with somebody. She's not one to have like many friends or anything like that, just like a good few close people, and if anyone is bothering her, she wouldn't be afraid to like speak her mind. But she likes to have fun, so she's open to like being friends with people, just not close friends. I decided to go with the name Mintina because I thought that was a really good play on the word name mint. Like if you play on the word or the name Christina, Mintina, I thought that was fun, so we can call her Tina if we wanted, or we can call her Mintina fully. And then I just went with the simple last name of Berry because I couldn't think of anything creative, and it is the Not So Berry challenge, so it's just fitting. So you can see I gave her the aspiration that she needs and her traits, and here's me just giving you a show of the outfits I ended up finishing with. We had her everyday, her formal, her workout, her sleepy time. We have her party, her swimwear, hot weather, and cold weather setup. I only did one of each outfit because that's really all we really need. It's not too often where you'll see too many outfits, so I don't think she needs that much of a variety. Maybe later on we can add more as we need to, but I think one for the start of it should be good enough, right? That's our sim, what we're starting out with. I usually just typically like pick like the springtime just because it's like the first one, so I just go for the first one. And I decided to put her in the world of Oasis Springs because I feel like that's kind of where the scientist going to work with them is like located around. And you can see I like kind of had a hard time like trying to figure out what law I wanted. I was torn between wanting a cheaper one or like a nicer one, and in the end I ended up liking this one because I liked that it already kind of had like this mintish, greenish, bluish color to it. And I'm not like the best house builder architect yet. I do want to improve on that as I continue playing The Sims, but to make it easier on myself, I decided to just like go off like a start house, and then as we get through the series, I will definitely try and like build like our next house. Like when we start having kids for the next generation, I will expand the house and like probably just remodel the entire thing by deleting the entire lot, and then just building up from there is hopefully my goal. If I actually do it, we'll see. Otherwise I might just cheap out and like get one from the gallery and just decorate the inside, which is what I end up doing, is taking the shell of homes and then decorating the inside, because I'm definitely better at decorating interiors than I am exteriors and like the architecture of it, which is fine. I'm studying interior decorating and hopefully design, so my specialties will rely on the indoors more so than the actual construction of the outside. But again, I'm going to school to learn, so hopefully I can use that to my abilities in the future as I learn and study it. Yeah, so I try to keep like a more of like a bluish theme or like a minty theme on the inside as well. So for the bathroom, I really liked this one wallpaper that I put in the bathroom. I saw and I kind of fell in love with it and really wanted to use it. I was having a hard time trying to like not make it too blue because it just seems a little too overwhelming and just like too in your face. So I wanted it to be a little like more muted and like more natural. But I really liked the brown that was in that wallpaper, so I kind of just went with it, and then I found a counter that like matched perfect, so I threw that in there and it's all kind of cohesive. And I did end up really liking the countertop to add to the kitchen as well, so you can see that I decided to use the same countertop that I put in the bathroom into the kitchen as well. And I'm just trying to figure out how to like make the kitchen really nice. Like bathroom and kitchens are like my favorite to design, and especially kitchens. Like I love kitchens. Like just looking at like the interiors of like different kitchens are like my favorite thing. So I put a lot of work into this kitchen and bathroom. I also spent a lot of our money on the kitchen and a little bit of the bathroom. So for like her bedroom and the living room, we kind of had to go a little cheaper, but it's okay because later in the series we'll work up our money and we can redo her bedroom and living room and add stuff when we have the money to afford it. So we're really going bare bones, but I couldn't part with some of the things in the kitchen. Like I probably realistically could have gotten rid of the cabinets. Like we don't need the cabinets, but I love the way it looked and I just couldn't bear to not have it. So again, I really like that brown and bluish greenish tone in the house, so we kind of kept with that, and I feel like it was really, really cute and very much her vibe as well. Maybe I don't know if you would like call it like maybe like a bohemian style. Maybe I'm not too entirely sure. I still have to like figure out what like each different style means and how it like makes sense, you know? I don't know, I really like the natural wood on that. And then I also replaced like the doors, and I re-put where I was going to put the front door, because originally it was against the one wall, but it felt like a really awkward space to have like that door with like all the other doors right there. It just seemed very like cluttered. So I put it on the other wall, and I feel like it worked out a lot better too. The one thing is I was like kind of like struggling to figure out how to do living room. I'm really bad at like living room layouts. It's something I'm really hoping to learn in my program of studying, but I think I made it work where it's like the TV wasn't too much in the way, because something I really like think of is because like when you put a TV or like a screen anywhere, you don't necessarily want like a window behind it because you don't want the light to shine onto the device and then you can't even see it because the light's reflecting right off of it, you know? Like that's been one of my peeves having just television or computer growing up. The light reflects onto it and then you can't even see the screen. All you see is like the light from the window or like your own shadow from it or whatever. So I know at least very much of that. And then I know there's also like you want like a good flow of things. So I try to make it where it's like the couch or TV wasn't in the way of anything. But yeah, so I really had a hard time figuring what I wanted. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the overall house and I can't wait to play this series. If you guys enjoyed this create a sim and decorating, please let me know in the comments, and if interested, I'd love to do more. Maybe I could do some more create a sims or just speed builds in the future because I had a lot of fun with this and it was super easy to do. I just record it on my off time and then I just find some time where I can do a fun little voiceover. So something I could definitely put together if this is something of interest to anyone watching. As much as I had fun with it, I hope you guys enjoyed viewing. And I hope you guys enjoy watching Mintina and her journey being a scientist and the rest of our not-so-berry generations. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and take care. Bye, friends!